Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Rumps, and today I'm going to be taking you through my THEA128B oral presentation on Bob Fosse. So who is Bob Fosse? So Bob Fosse is known for being an American choreographer, director, co-writer, and filmmaker. His presence and work in these settings changed the way the audience viewed dance around the world, but specifically on the stage and within the film industry. So as an overview, here are some talking points that I will be covering throughout this presentation. So first, who is Bob Fosse? So we touched a little bit on that on the slide previously, but we're going to take a deeper dive into a bit of his early childhood, education, and early adulthood. Moving on to productions and roles, we're going to take a look at shows he choreographed and directed, and co-wrote, and then shows that he simply held a role in. Next, we'll go over his awards that he received, and in particular, the Tony Awards that he won and was nominated for, as he has won more Tony Awards than anyone else ever before. And then lastly, we will talk about the lasting impact that Fosse has left on today's world of theater, dance, and everything in between. So, starting with his early childhood, Fosse was born in Chicago in 1927, and he became noticed as a child prodigy and formally took lessons in tap dance. So, as the youngest of six children, he quickly learned that he had to earn the attention of his family through his dancing, as he knew that was something he was good at. So, that was something that he would get attention for. Moving into education, during high school, he ended up dancing professionally in nightclubs and their sleazy vaudeville and burlesque shows, and the impression and example that these shows set on Fosse later translated into his work as he got older. He graduated from Ravenswood Ground School and Munston High School, and he did study acting at the American Theater Wing and dance at the Chicago Academy of Theater Arts. So moving into early adulthood, following high school, Fosse enlisted in the Navy and attended boot camp, and shortly after that, victory over Japan Day was declared and World War II ended up coming to an end. So Fosse moved back to the States, and instead of going back home to Chicago, he ended up moving to New York City, where his career kind of took off. So throughout the next 7 years, Fosse did go through two marriages. Both were rocky and ended up in divorce. And both of these marriages were with dancers, and their names were Mary Ann Niles and Joanne McCracken. And he went through these all while performing in shows and being on television. So moving on to productions and roles, some of the ones listed here are the ones that Mr. Fosse is most well known for. So as a choreographer, director, co-writer, and filmmaker, he has been involved in numerous productions. So the ones that he's most well known for is Pippin in 1972 and Sweet Charity in 1966, both of which he was the director and choreographer for. Chicago in 1975, in which he was the director, choreographer, and co-writer for that show. And then Cabaret and All That Jazz in 1972 and 1979, in which he was both the director for. Moving on to awards. So Bob Fosse won a lot of awards throughout his career, and they are not all listed and reflected here. But some of those that were most highlighted were he won an Academy Award for being the Best Director for Cabaret in 1973. He was nominated for numerous other Academy Awards, but this one he actually did win. Tony Awards are a bit special for Bob Fosse because he is known for winning the most Tony Awards. He has won 9 altogether, 8 being for his choreography and 1 for his direction, and then he was also nominated for 11 other Tony Awards. He did win 3 Emmy Awards solely for his work on Liza with a Z in 1973, and he also won the Heritage Award from the American Choreography Awards in 1994. So, Bob Fosse gave a strong new perspective to choreography that is still used and modeled today. So, from a source from Playbill, it was reported that he made small movements a big deal. He choreographed specific movements for each ensemblist. He subverted the audience expectations and built ensemblists like stars. His ensemblists contributed to his choreography greatly. And some of the things that distinguished Bob Fosse from other choreography was that his signature moves included turned-in knees, splayed fingers, bowler hats, and distinctive storytelling. And the last source here was from a journal from the SVSU library, and it was when a dancer was talking about how when she was learning from Bob, he would watch the reactions, both when they were praised and when they were corrected, and above all, he just wanted to know if they trusted him, because that was the most important thing to him. In conclusion, a quote from Fosse that I thought was great advice and words to live by would be, live like you'll die tomorrow, work like you don't need the money, and dance like nobody is watching. And then these are a couple pictures from myself actually when I danced, and these dances were inspired by Fosse. So the one on the right, you can see we have bowler hat splayed knees, and the one on the left, we have sprayed fingers. And then here is my works cited page, and thank you.